Hey, sports fans, welcome to the Greg Medford Show. I'm your host, Greg Medford. We're coming at you from Atlanta Blade Show 2023. Oh, boy. I don't know how you stumbled across us, but if you just found us on YouTube, don't forget you can find us over on iTunes, Spotify, Rumble. Appreciate you. Smash that little like button down at the bottom. Follow us. Or just watch. I don't give a shit. We don't care what anybody thinks or says. We've been pulling people out of the show who've done interesting things, do interesting things. Some people turn out to be not very interesting at all. We're hoping that's not the case now. Our next guest, Kenzie Fitzpatrick, she's a three-gun shooter. Kenzie, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm great. I'm excited for this one.
She's like, oh my God, I can tell this guy's already a lunatic.
I love it. I can be myself, though. This is great.
Where are you from?
From Pensacola, and I call it Alabama because it's Alabama.
Yeah, you're from Alicola down in Florida?
Exactly. I live now in Knoxville, Tennessee, though, so I upgraded a little bit. Just a smidge.
In the South.
Yeah.
So you're a gun girl from the South.
Yeah.
Did your dad want to have boys, or do you just like hang with the guys? What's the deal?
Yeah, so I have a little brother, but I feel like I was the dude for sure in the family. Dad took us hunting. We went duck hunting growing up a lot, and then I found Florida State University where I went, had a pistol team, and it just kind of transpired from there, but I grew up outside.
Listen, kids, Uncle Greg's got a little advice. If you sign up to go to one of the higher educational institutions in this waning country called America, I recommend any school that has a pistol team, shooting team, or marksmanship team. If they don't have one, tell them to fuck off and go someplace else.
Yep.
Just a little advice from Uncle Greg and our local sponsor, the Second Amendment. Back to the show, Kenzie.
Love it.
How long you been doing competitive shooting for?
Since 2014 really is when I dedicated my time shooting USPSA, Steel Challenge, GSSF's where I got started, then fell into cowboy action, three-gun's my jam, and now I'm kicking myself for shooting PRS. It's hard, but I'm learning, so I'm full gun-ho and everything.
Did you say gun-ho?
Gun-ho, man.
And she likes cowboys, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
That was all so fast. All I heard was, I've shot everything and ridden a cowboy. Is that what you said?
No comment.
I've ridden, or is either that or she said, I've ridden everything and shot a cowboy. It was
one of the two. We bury bodies in the South, don't you know?
No, I mean, that's what the swamps are for down there, right? You can toss a body in the swamp, it's gone in 12 hours.
Exactly.
Only thing that'll pop up is a gold tooth in 6 months, right?
That's right.
So are you like a nationally ranked shooter at this point?
So I guess I'd be considered more on the higher level shooting. I'm an A-class shooter, so not quite there for USPSA. Three-gun, definitely have earned my stripes. I've won some lady titles and whatnot. I want to beat the boys, so I will say that. So I'm working hard in shooting open division.
Do they have the guys and the girls in the same division?
Yeah. So like you're still ranked in overall, right? But you still, for sponsors, looks good, like being the best, female shooter, whatever you're shooting at. But I'm getting there. But I just love to shoot everything.
Do you guys have any trans shooters who mess it up?
We have a couple actually in the industry. I haven't met them in person yet, but they exist,
right.
Which is frustrating if that's going to implement and overflow into our industry. They should have their own division or just compete with the dudes. But when you're talking about running and gunning and carrying 30-pound bolt guns, like there is a difference with female and male capacity body-wise.
I always said that in the Marine Corps, but nobody believed me.
It's true.
All right, fantastic.
That's true.
So you're shooting competitively. You do not want trans athletes competing in the girls' division, and I think they should be in the trans division. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, have their own. Yep.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah, no hate on the trans people. Dave Chappelle schooled me on this.
Yeah.
No hate. Love the trans. I think you should shoot in a size 14 pump all day long.
Not a pump action. Pump shoe, I got it. But there's a place for everyone. It's a
bit of a slow audience, kids, so it's before noon here.
It's true.
Have you been drinking yet?
Not yet. I did last night. I learned about the pit. Again, first Blade show, so coming down to the pit was eye-opening. Yeah. I had my white girl White Claws. I was happy about that.
You're drinking White Claws?
Hell yeah.
So it's the biggest thing in drinking since drinking. And I had one for the first time. I mean, I took some sips from one for the first time about 6 months ago.
Yeah.
I almost threw up. They're fucking disgusting.
They're so good.
They're
no,
disgusting.
The lime and watermelon? No, sir. And then if you got a little vodka in there, it just...
I mean, look, I'm down with the vodka. Skip the White Claw.
White girl. I had Starbucks for breakfast.
I feel bad, but I'm just like, everyone's like, oh, do you want to have a White Claw? I'm like, fuck no,
yes,
man.
You do.
Give me a martini. I'm old-fashioned like that. So what's your goals with the shooting? What's next for you?
Yeah, so I want to make a difference in the industry. I'm a writer as well, podcaster. So for me, my goal is to show women you can keep your clothes on, you can outshoot the boys, and you can actually make a difference in this industry.
Why would you want to spoil it, telling all the gun bunnies they can keep their clothes on? I don't get it.
I know.
It's very feminist of you.
They won't understand that message anyways, so
okay, fair
they ain't
enough.
listening to this.
I try, everything I do, you get a certain amount of followers, and if I just get one girl with a big boobs, I get 8 million times the views.
Yeah,
I'm like,
of course you do.
The internet is mostly just voyeuristic
This will
porn.
have 4 likes and a couple subs. No,
No, I do a topless show. That one's crazy.
Are you topless or are they?
No, me. He's a nudist. Oh, I'm a nudist. You didn't see my Instagram post for the show, did you? Oh, it's unbelievable.
Oh my God.
Yeah, what I like to do is I just found out that there's a timer on my phone for taking pictures.
Uh-huh.
So all these times where I'm naked around the shop after everybody leaves, now I'm taking pictures. So I do these shots, in Austin Powers, when he walked around with the fruit and the bread and all that,
hiding the junk. Yeah,
that's what I do now with knives. It's hilarious.
Actually, that's awesome.
And everyone's like, that's disgusting, and I can't stop looking.
So you only have a max, you only need a 2-inch blade, right?
No, I use a machete. When I'm, you gonna throw that up on the screen? Well, let our guest see. She shouldn't be. Don't deprive her.
A holy bad girl, yeah.
See, and I'm not playing.
No shame.
And that gets action, let me tell you. Are you saying I should be ashamed? Don't body shame. Did you just fat shame me?
No, I said that's hella awesome. I was thinking a 2-inch blade's all you need. No way. You're the man. Listen, women appreciate this as well. That's the other thing out there. Women like to look at stuff too.
The problem with outdoing yourself every year is outdoing yourself every year.
Yeah.
Last year, I came to the show, and there was this party with a bunch of Mennonites, or I don't know. They were some sort of Christian types, and it was kind of square. I was standing there with my crew, and I just started taking my clothes off, and it was like, what the fuck? And I just walked across the kitchen completely butt-ass naked.
That's awesome.
Got a potato chip, took a dip, and everyone's like this.
Awkward and confused, yeah.
Yep, and then I walked outside. As I go by the flower plant, the planter, I grabbed this tulip, snatched it out of the ground. I walked over, laid down on the side of the pool, stuck the tulip in my ass, and Bobby got a picture of it. We posted it online. It's hilarious. I'm passed out on the side of the pool with a flower sticking out of my ass.
Oh my God.
Fabulous.
You haven't grown up, have you?
And Instagram doesn't pull that off.
They don't pull that off. No, they want to see that.
That's why I don't drink very much, because this shit, that's gas, match, boom. Burning house.
Have you started drinking yet?
What's that?
Have you started drinking yet?
No. I don't drink much at all because people end up pregnant. It's madness. I don't do any drinking.
Who let you out?
Stone cold sober like this is problematic because I don't give a fuck. I got a really bad case of it. And
awesome.
So you're going to make a difference. Tell us about your podcast. Where can they find it?
So it's the Reticle Up podcast. I'm on Spotify, Apple,
Wait a minute.
Google.
You said that really fast because you're a fast talker.
I'm bad about that.
You're like a Yankee.
But I've had to overcompensate for my Southern heritage.
You know that?
Let me tell you.
What's that great Southern line? We're not dumb. We just talk slow.
And
yeah.
I have a master's degree, believe it or not. So I think a lot of that came from that.
Yeah, you're a fast talker because I'm like,
can't keep up.
I'm like, what'd she just say? So what's the name of your podcast again?
Reticle Up.
Reticle, like reticle
reticle.
on a scope, for instance.
Yep.
So reticleup.com.
Reticleup.com, and then of course Spotify, Apple, Google, all the big players, and I'm on YouTube as well.
All right. What do you think's a cool new emerging area for social media that because I know everybody in social media is always kind of looking for what's coming now. Are you doing anything on TikTok?
No, I hate TikTok
fucking
because
hate
China.
TikTok too.
Yeah.
Because fucking China.
I'm not putting that on my phone.
All right, good for you.
I'm a big proponent of that.
We're related. I don't have TikTok on mine either.
Good. Let's do it. I still think that the reels, I see my reels blow up and do really well. Just adding
Is that Instagram?
Cool music, yeah, and slicing and dicing the video footage. But it is interesting if you can tell kind of a story or at least something with the reel.
What do you think would go well to my black and white nudes that I do, my autobiographical nudes?
Do a flash of color and then black and white, and then color version, black and white, and do it quickly. So they're seeing the same photo, but it's
boom, boom, boom,
trippy,
boom, boom.
trippy. Yeah.
And then what do you think
Especially
I should
with
do
the
with
tulip.
music? Frank Sinatra, or what do you think?
The Rat Pack for sure.
You think that'd be the way to go? I wouldn't
Make that happen.
Not bouncy.
No.
All right.
No, make it classy. You're classy.
Right.
It's elegant.
It's so classy. They're black and white studies, for God's sake.
Please do that.
Okay, do you have any competitions coming up?
Yeah, so...
Where can your fans go to see you shoot?
Yep, so at 3 Gun Kenzie. is my Instagram
At
and Facebook.
3Gun Kenzie, Kenzie.
Kenzie. We were close.
Kenzie.
Yep.
That's why I said it out loud. People are like, how do you spell Kenzie? I'd like to follow that girl.
That's right. I shoot 3-man 3-gun coming up in a couple of weeks. So it's actually a competition. You're shooting with 3 people. So I'm one of the teammates, and we're shooting TAC Ops, which is like iron sight division, tube shotgun. But we'll be running and gunning, burning it down together as a team, and we're going to crush some souls. I'm excited. So that's one match.
Okay.
I've got like...
Where's that at?
10 more. That's going to be up in Metztown, Pennsylvania, or Merztown. I don't know the city. I'm sorry, Pennsylvania
It's up
people.
in PA.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yep.
And where else? So you're shooting all over the East Coast?
Oh, no, all over the country. So I've got 3 more PRS matches in Arkansas, Mississippi, and then I'm shooting what's called the Gap Grind Pro-Am. So I am a genuine amateur paired up with a pro, and so in September we compete in the finale and see where I place among the other amateurs. So that's kind of my journey there. I'll shoot Open and PCC Nationals this fall in USPSA. I mean, I'm not in one sport.
Where do you arrive? Is there a destination, or is it just shooting and scooting? How do you fund all this? It's a lot of ammo. It's a lot of shooting.
Single, no kids. Check. Work for myself. But I own a business. Again,
what's your business?
Reticle Marketing.
Oh, okay.
So I do a lot of marketing in the industry, and then writing for Athlon Outdoors, Blue Press Magazine, Widener's, a lot of companies online and print. So I fund a lot of that just with my skills of writing, and then being able to do all of these opportunities. I have sponsors that support me, so I'm able to go shoot some matches. They'll pay match fees or what have you. So I'm very blessed in that regard. But again,
so you're like a hustler.
I work really hard. So my goal, which you asked me, my dream is to be like a Lena Mitchell one day, right? But like I did it myself.
Wait a minute, who that is?
What? Jerry's daughter.
Jerry who?
Jerry Mitchell. Come on, Lena.
I don't know who these people are, Bobby. Why am I not briefed?
The goal is to be a well-known name in the industry that worked really hard, earned what she got. Again, kept the clothes on, key component, and I made it.
All right. Don't judge those who take their clothes off, though, okay? Because
I'm just saying there's a way to do it.
Some of us get ahead by you use what God gave us, I toss the belly out whenever I can,
Yeah, good for you.
Shamelessly, because I'm like...
Shamelessly.
I'm like 70. Who cares?
No, you're not.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
I'm 64.
No, you're not.
I am.
I still don't believe that.
No, I am.
You're like in your 50s, act like you're 12.
No, I mean... I'm 64.
Good for you.
Yeah, no, my testosterone.
You need to add some gray then.
No, I do 1,000 milligrams a day of testosterone.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die of prostate cancer next week, but I'm totally good in the meantime.
I'm glad to meet you.
Fuck it,
I'm
going 150 till I hit the wall.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Let's go.
Yeah, and I won't skid across the finish line. I'm gonna splatter on it. There will be no whole unbroken parts when I wrap this show up.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Fantastic. Is there anything else you'd like to tell us about or promote while you're here today?
I just want to say thanks for having me on. I'm in a whole new world with Blade Show, but it's a cool event. You guys are legit, so I'm having fun.
It's also a very gay crowd. There's a lot of gay Blade people.
I just don't want to get cut. The Bally Boy people, there's no spatial.
It's funny you mentioned them after I said gay.
Yeah, he's all cut up.
Yeah, no, there's kids walking around here with 8 fingers bandaged up.
Correct.
I'm like, have you thought of? I'm like, have you thought of using a trainer? They're like, I'm training now.
Yeah, with the real thing.
Yeah.
I don't recommend. But
what's the coolest thing you've seen since you've been here?
The donut knives, which is pretty sad.
Unbelievable, right?
No, I mean, there's a lot of cool blades. I'm learning a lot about steel, the way things are made and stuff. So RMJ was neat. That was a lot of historical stuff. And then I'm working a little bit with Outlier Knives, so seeing kind of the collaborations that these knife guys do. They have this design, and then they go to a designer that makes it happen. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. It's kind of funny. There's 2 groups of people. Well, there's 3 groups of people in the building. There's the guys who use hammers to make the knives.
Yeah.
There's the guys like me who use mills and grinders to make knives. And the largest group are people who draw pictures of knives and have Chinese people make them for them. And that's the biggest group that's the biggest group in the building.
Wow.
And that's one of that's my good fight. My good fight is American made or fuck off.
Yep.
And people say, "Oh, don't be mean to the Chinese people." I'm like, they're making submarines to point missiles at my country. F them.
You have to vote with your dollars. I will say that. I'm very passionate about that. Whether it's a business or company, whatever, I vote with my dollars, and I don't go or don't spend, and that's fine.
So what do you think about, and I've been trying to resolve this. We vote with our dollars, but what about if we disagree with their politics?
What do you mean? And the businesses?
Yeah.
Then don't spend money there.
Yeah.
Don't support them. They've got a loud voice, unfortunately, right?
You know, the problem is like I get real frustrated because there's no good entertainment if I don't allow liberals into my heart a little bit. You know what I mean? Like all these musicians, they're all a bunch of goddamn liberals, and so are the Hollywood people.
They have the largest voice, though, and people are listening. So
yeah, and so I have this thing like if liberals get too close-minded about conservatives, they won't be able to go anywhere because there won't be any airplanes or pilots to fly them.
True.
And if we get too close-minded, there's zero entertainment.
That's true.
You can't go to the opera, you can't go to the ballet,
Yep.
you can't go to the movies, you can't go to a concert.
Yep.
So I'm trying to figure out some way to resolve it. So I try to do this kind of compassionate capitalism where I say, as long as you're honest about what you're doing and you're upfront about it, I'm pretty cool.
Yeah,
like
I agree.
Nike.
I agree.
A lot of people are really anti-Nike.
Yeah.
And I don't own any Nikes that weren't made in Vietnam.
Right.
But they're very unabashed about what they're doing.
Right.
Other companies fly this American flag and they're making it in China and they've got a woke diversity, equity, and inclusion officer, and they're having their stuff made by virtual slave labor.
And people still don't know, and they're still buying their products, and that's what's frustrating.
That conflicts me.
Yep.
And in Disney, I'm conflicted about Disney because I love the product and I don't like the mission anymore.
Yep, keeps changing.
They took out the BB gun gallery at Disneyland when I went back, and I was like, I was ready to fucking take the family and pull out of there. I was like, what?
Yep. I mean, think about how many Hollywood stars are all their jobs for the movies. They have guns, they have knives. That's what made them famous, if you think about it, right?
Yeah.
And now they're anti-gun, whatever.
Yeah,
So,
for
frustrating.
sure.
I don't know how to solve that in a day. That's on you.
Well, that's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm trying to come to some terms with. So I'm kind of like getting to the point where as long as they're transparent about that, I'll continue to support them.
Right.
But when they're a little bit like if they say
shady,
USA designed, I'm always like, why don't you just say made in China?
Made in China.
Or the other one's made in Asia.
Yeah.
like, okay, well,
same thing.
You just say China, or you say Vietnam.
They had better lawyers.
Yeah, I just don't like this shady shit. It annoys the crap out of me. Well, listen, thanks for being here. I appreciate you taking a few minutes to stop and chat with us. All right,
fun. Thank you.
Wish you the very best of luck and shoot some shit up, girl.
Hell yeah. Thank you.
All right, you guys, that's the show. 2023 Blade Show in Atlanta, Georgia. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to go check us out, iTunes, Spotify, Rumble. You can see my interviews with Carrie Lake and Blake Masters and Jim Lehman and Abe Hamada and all the people who ran for office in Arizona. We've got all kinds of interesting things coming in the coming year, so keep coming back.